Of the iron order, because this question has come up, none of the ones that came down or that we knew that were identified to us were working in law enforcement capacity at the time of this event. I believe there may have been some of them or one or two of them that had previous law enforcement, but none other than Duran had any active law enforcement employment at the time of the event. Like I said, we had approximately 30 independent witnesses that we talked to above and beyond the initial iron order that came down and gave us statements throughout, kind of afterwards. I believe that we have done a complete and thorough investigation into this based on talking to all the witnesses, based on looking at video evidence that we obtained from parties that were videotaping to surveillance and everything else. So everything kind of comes together and corroborates what everybody has to say. One of the victims was with the Mongols that did suffer, was in critical condition. When we did talk to him to try to get more information from him, he chose not to talk to us or cooperate with the investigation as it went on. So, like I said, we kind of worked through that. We had 20 plus 911 callers that called 911 during this event, and we have tried to reach out and contact each and every one of those. Some were more willing than others. Others, you know, gave what they did. So I made the comment during the early stuff, we needed people to come forward, and bottom line, I think we have a real good idea of what happened. We did present this to the district attorney yesterday, and it is presented as we do in all homicide cases. We're going to present it looking at the most serious charge that's possibly out there, which in the state of Colorado is going to be first-degree murder, and it's that to include everything lesser to go down the event or down the lines. So it was presented kind of in that manner, looking at all of the facts, with the district attorney, and we don't make this determination, it's going to be up to them. But in the state of Colorado, we have an affirmative defense to homicide or to a lot of crimes, which is self-defense. So it is up to the defendant to bring up this affirmative defense. It is then up to the district attorney's office and through the police department's investigation to be able to disprove that self-defense to a jury of 12 beyond a reasonable doubt. And that, based on what the district attorneys talked to us about, they do not believe that they are able to proceed forward. Any questions related to that, I would have to kind of refer to them on this. There's definitely, throughout the investigation, self-defense was brought up by multiple people, other witnesses that kind of corroborated what was going on. There was an allegation, I know, that the attorney for the Mongols brought up about Mr. Duran's intoxication level. Go ahead and address that right off the bat. We had detectives that were at the hospital very early on in this case, within probably an hour or two, that had contact with Mr. Duran. The officers at scene, no one at any time brought up to us that they had concerns about his level of intoxication, i.e., you know, smelling a heavy odor of alcohol, bloodshot, watery eyes, his gait. When he came in to talk to us later that night, which was a substantial time later, we did not see any indication of intoxication. We would have to prove that beyond a reasonable doubt too. So that item was addressed to the best that we could through the investigation, through some other means that were out there too. So that being said, I guess I can open it up for any questions. Yes, sir.
It seems kind of weird to members of the public who are aware that there were multiple shootings there, all this violence, and nobody gets charged with anything.
I think what we have to look at, the multiple shootings that you're talking about, is we know that there was 2 shooters there. We know that there was a total of 3 rounds, 4 people hit. We do have evidence that shows possibly, it's hard to say because we do have in one of the guns that was recovered evidence of a misfire, which matches what witnesses told us they saw. So there could have been another round fired. The gun malfunctioned. It functioned when tested here. But bottom line, what comes down, and this trust me, is very, I guess, frustrating in my job a lot of times when we come on these scenes where someone has been murdered, a life's been taken, and because of the way the state of Colorado and the self-defense law, we have to overcome, or the district attorneys will have to overcome that affirmative defense.